Hi, this is Trey Passer. Welcome to my review of Don't Look Up, the latest Netflix movie. This came out, I believe, earlier this month on Netflix. Don't Look Up. I saw the trailer, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and I was definitely interested in because I love the cast. You know, I had Leonardo Dicaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Tyler Perry, Kate Blanchard is in this. Timothy Chalamet, and who else? Who's the other person? Oh yeah, Meryl Streep. I said that right. Rob Morgan. Ron Perlman, just a great cast, and Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, they play two low-level astronomers. Leonardo DiCaprio is, he's a professor, and Jennifer Lawrence is like a grad student, and they discover this comet, because they're astronomers, that's going to hurtle towards the Earth in about 6 months, and it's going to cause a planet-level destruction. Okay, and they try to warn people about it, and you have an indifferent president who's more worried about her, her popularity and running again, played by Meryl Streep. You have her chief of staff son played by Jonah Hill, who's absolutely hilarious in this. Okay, and you have Mark Rylance, that's his name, right? Yeah, Mark Rylance. He plays this guy that's in charge. I guess I was gonna not Zuckerberg. He plays what's the guy who's in charge of the phone companies? That guy, the guy that died. He plays sort of that type of character who's like, he kind of runs. He has a phone company, and he kind of runs the world media company and stuff. And he's absolutely hilarious. And I know this guy is British, but he plays an American. He's absolutely hilarious in this. But the main gist of this movie is that they're trying to warn the president of this impending comet as it's coming, and they're not really taking it serious, and they're they're trying to press upon people. And they say, well, listen, we're going to have to leak this because the president's not taking this seriously. And it has a nice mixture of drama, a lot of good humor, because it's directed and written by Adam McKay, who is absolutely hilarious, who's a great director. And I loved his movie The Big Short. That's one of my absolute favorite movies. And I knew just from that first of all, because the cast is excellent, and then I knew that he was, he wrote and directed it. It was going to be great because he has a really good sense of humor and stuff. He can make things that are dramatic, and so he can give it that good sense of humor that go along with it. And I thought the cast was excellent. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's this this astronomer who's he's kind of overwhelmed that he has to go out there and speak to the public and stuff. He's nervous about it and just has all kinds of anxiety and stuff about that. And then you have Jennifer Lawrence, she plays sort of I guess an alternative looking woman, although she's more kind of traditional, even though she's going to school and all that stuff. She's more traditional, but she kind of just looks, because of the mullet that she's kind of wearing. But she's absolutely hilarious because she's a kind of a no nonsense type of person, and she's just hilarious, trying to press upon people that this is serious. This is the Earth is going to be dead in these 6 months, and so if you don't do something about it, and I love her exasperation at all these people not especially not the president, and them not taking it seriously, and I absolutely love her. And this is a great moment, which I have to tell you about in this movie that is absolutely hilarious. So this is going to have spoilers in it because I absolutely, this moment just makes me crack up because they kept referring to it. They're waiting to see the president, right? So they're sitting out in the office, outside of the White Office, now, like I guess down the hall from the Oval Office, and it's Leonardo DiCaprio and her and another scientist that works at NASA. He's there with them as well, and they're waiting there with this general to wait. And then he comes later. They're waiting there for a couple of hours, because first they told them 20 minutes, but it starts dragging on and on and on at time. And then they actually see the general goes to say, "Oh, let me go get some snacks to eat." He comes back with water and like snacks and stuff, like cookies and stuff, and he gives it to them, and they kind of give him some money for it, and he's like, okay. And I think even the guy that works for NASA, he doesn't have real change. But later they find out, which is absolutely hilarious, Jennifer Lawrence, I think they come back the next day, and they go into they're still waiting to go see the president. She goes into I guess the break room, and she sees the same type of snack they had before in the water, and then she goes, how much is this? And the lady goes, no, this is the White House, this is free. And then she goes, wait a minute, the general, he charged us, he took money from us for these snacks. And then she refers to it later on, telling the guy, why would he, he's a four-star general. What, why would he charge us? What? It's just, I thought that was absolutely hilarious. And then there's another scene where she has a breakdown on TV where Leonardo DiCaprio, he's hyperventilating before they go out to this talk show that's hosted by Kate Blanchett and sort of like a Good Morning, not a Good Morning America, sort of like what's the show with not Regis, the show comes on after that, with the blonde chick and the guy that used to be on American Idol, Ryan and whatever, it doesn't matter. They go. It's the most important thing is that it's Tyler Perry and Kate Blanchett. They're hosting the show, and Leonardo DiCaprio is hyperventilating before they have to go out there. He's nervous, and Jennifer Lawrence's character, she's not nervous or anything, but he's super nervous. So they go out there, and he's trying to explain it to them and stuff, and then when they get on the air, the actual reverse happens. He doesn't get nervous. He actually starts explaining it, and then she gets kind of, when they ask her questions, she kind of gets hyper and can't get the words out until finally she just snaps because they're making small talk too much and not taking it seriously, and she just bursts out laughing. We're all gonna effing die, and there's a running theme of them getting shut down, and you see her sitting in the car, Jennifer Lawrence, with a hood over her head. It was absolutely hilarious. And this movie is just, again, it's a nice mix of humor in it, and also the seriousness of the world ending and them trying to come up with schemes and plans to try to stop this asteroid from hitting the Earth and causing all this destruction. And I just thought it was a great mix. Again, Kate Blanchett, I thought was absolutely gorgeous in this movie. At first, I didn't recognize her. At first, that she was there with Tyler Perry. First, I thought that was somebody else, but then I looked at and then you see it is her. She just looks absolutely. I guess they changed her hairstyle a little bit. This, I don't know, kind of threw me off for a minute. But Kate Blanchett looked absolutely beautiful in this movie. She looked, just good. And Ariana Grande is in this as well. Her and Kid Cudi is in. They play this kind of, she's this famous singer, and they have this famous breakup, and it's a whole thing. But again, Jonah Hill had me cracking up because I love the kind of subtle shots that he's taking at her throughout the movie, like she's trying to impress upon them how serious this is, and he's the chief of that, but he's not taking this seriously, and he thinks she's nuts, and it's absolutely out of their banter back and forth. To me, the movie is absolutely hilarious, and I love this movie. This movie I thought was absolutely one of the best I've seen this year. Okay, and I'm glad I watched it before the year ended. Again, I love this movie, and again. I thought the cast was great, the story was great, and just the right amount of humor in this. And what kind of look at the cast you have: Kate Blanchett, Meryl Streep, and Jennifer Lawrence, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill. Look at Timothy Chalamet. What's his name? Chalamet. That's a fantastic cast right there. You have so many A-lister stars right there in this movie, and it's absolutely, again, to me, I loved it. So I'm gonna give Don't Look Up. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I thought it's one of the best movies of the year. It has just the right mix of humor and drama. And it was touching in some ways too. A lot of, because literally the planet is going to die. Okay. And I thought it was just great. And you see at the end, they actually showed it, which I thought they were going to do after a while. Because I thought going in, like I said, this review has spoilers in it. So I thought that it was going to actually, I did think at the beginning they were going to actually fail in their mission to stop it, and they do fail. And then you see Leonardo DiCaprio, who's kind of has a little fling with Kate Blanchett's character. The movie, and he gets kind of busted. His wife busts him, and she kind of leaves him. And then when they actually know that the plan is failing, so he decides to go home. He goes and picks up Jennifer Lawrence, and she meets Timothy Chalamet. He's like some skater punk dude who meets her when she's like she's working in a 7-Eleven or something, and they kind of hook up and hang out together. And he actually goes to pick them up, and he goes back home to his family, to make up. They go shopping and stuff since they know the world's going to end. They're going to have one last meal, and then the other, the black guy that was in charge of NASA. I don't give his name. Is Rob? What's his name? The actor's name, Rob Morgan. He plays Dr. Teddy Ola Thorpe, who he's the guy that was actually working with Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, trying to convince the White House what was the seriousness of what was going on and stuff. So he comes there to their house too, and so they cook this big meal, and they're all sitting at the table and stuff, and just reminiscing and stuff, and literally you see the world, that the meteor crash on in the earth, and the destruction where it just wipes out place, every place on earth just gets devastated, and then you just see them sitting around the table, and you can see it goes in slow motion around the table, and you see all the destruction right behind the table where they're all sitting, and it just goes, and it's just which kind of gives you that seriousness that this movie, even though it has this humor in it, it is a serious subject because the world is ending, okay, and it just shows you the craziness of media, social media. And people were more concerned about this famous pop star breaking up with her boyfriend and stuff, and it's just insane movie. But I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, it's about 2 hours and 20 something minutes, but to me, it wasn't boring and it didn't drag. It was constantly entertaining. I love Jennifer Lawrence and her and Jonah Hill. They had this this great rivalry against each other because he wouldn't take her seriously, and she was trying to stress this how serious the situation was. I love that little banter, and I like that. I like Leonardo Dicaprio and Kate Blanchard, their chemistry. Like I said, she was this Kelly. It's Kelly and Ryan. That's the show. That's the show that's on the ABC channels that Tyler Perry and Kate Blanchett was hosting, that type of show. But I liked her little interaction with Leonardo DiCaprio because they had their little brief affair because apparently she got turned on by him talking about the destruction of the world and stuff. And so they had a little fling and stuff until his wife busted him. Okay, and it was just, again, this movie, a great cast, a nice script, great direction, and I enjoyed it, okay? And, of course, the world was ending, so you got all those mixed in together. I enjoyed it. Again, I give it an 8 out of 10. Anyway, let me know what you think of Don't Look Up. What do you think of it? Do you think it's one of the best movies of the year? I think it is. Of all the movies I've seen this year, I definitely think this is up there. Okay, so let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel, Bold Views and Opinions. If you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my patron, and I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His name will appear in this video somewhere. I want to say thank you to him for supporting me and always having my back. And I want to say check out my channel, my patron. It has tons of unedited content on there. I have Stargirl Season 1, Stargirl Season 2. I don't have The Boys yet. I took off The Boys Season 2. Took that off because I'm putting Boba Fett, Book 1. The Book of Boba Fett. Episode 1 is on there, so I'm going to put all those episodes on there. So I had to take off The Boys Season 2, so that's not on there anymore. But Boba Fett is going to be on there. I got What If, Hawkeye, WandaVision, Loki. Yeah, Superman and Lois. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the finale, all 4 parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Have Titan Season 3, Doom Patrol Season 3, okay? Tons of content. And then I'm going to be also having Superman and Lois Season 2 when that begins on January 11th. And also I have The Flash Season 8 on there as well. Again, check out the link to the Patreon. And again, only $5 a month, tons of content. And again, follow the link to support me. And again, it's only $5 a month. And again, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.